Erasure at number 32 on my fantasy playlist, getting into that high tech, what I call the high tech dance music, as simplified by New Order back in the late 80s, early 90s. By New Order, Depeche Mode, the Pet Shop Boys, and now you got Erasure, these acts from Europe, from England, cranking out that great dance music. Blue Savannah by Erasure at number 32 from their fourth album, Wild, released in 1989. Blue Savannah went to number 3 in England. Was not a hit here. Was not a hit here in the States. Erasure, Andy Bell and Vince Clarke. Andy Bell, a fantastic singer, a passionate singer, probably underrated. Vince Clarke got into electronic music after listening to orchestral maneuvers in the dark. He co-founded Depeche Mode. He wrote some of their early records. Depeche Mode's early records, Just Can't Get Enough, which was a hit in England in 1981. But I love the energized version by the Saturdays. Just Can't Get Enough in 2009. Their version it was just awesome by the Saturdays. I love their version of Just Can't Get Enough, but it was originally done by Depeche Mode back in 1981. God, I love that Saturdays. Saturdays, a girl group that never made it here in the States, but they were popular in England back in the 2000s. And Vince Clarke left Depeche Mode 1981, early in Depeche Mode's career, and he formed another act. He was in another act called Yazoo. I'm probably mispronouncing the name, Yacoo. Another new wave techno band. Another member of that act, Alison Moyet. God, what a singer! A contralto. Is that it? Her range was just incredible. Reminds me a little bit of Adele. She had only one major hit here in the States. Invisible, 1985. 1984-85 Night Tracks on WTBS ran the video. And even Invisible wasn't that big here in the States. It's a forgotten 45 here in the States. But Alison Moyet was huge in England. Excuse me. Huge in England. And Vince Clarke became a member of another group called The Assembly, and he put out an ad, a newspaper ad, looking for a singer. He was going to start a new musical project. Andy Bell responded. Andy Bell considered Vince Clarke his hero. He auditioned, and he got it. He got the part. And when he auditioned, he was practicing. Andy Bell was listening to songs by the Communards. Remember the Communards? Not big here in the States, but bigger in England. Communards, Sushi and the Banshees, and Alison Moyet. And he got the audition. Vince Clarke and Andy Bell became Erasure. 1985. It took them a while for them to gain traction in England. Their first 3 singles in the UK bombed. But their first album, which was called Wonderland, their debut album, went top 20 in Germany. Their second album, The Circus, did it in England. Went platinum in the UK, and sometimes went to number 2 in the UK. And they had they had 4 hit singles from that album, Circus. Third album, The Innocents, cranked out Ship of Fools, which went to number 1 or number 2 in England. No traction here in the States, but then came Chains of Love. Fantastic dance record. That was the charm here in the States. Chains of Love went to number 12 here in the U.S., and there was, what was the other song over there? Low Respect, another hit here in the States. The only other pop hit by Erasure here in the U.S. was Always. That was in 1994. But Run for the Sun. It was from the album, the name of the album was I Say, I Say, I Say. Remember Run for the Sun? Wasn't that a fantastic high energy dance record? Had some of those sound effects towards the end of the record. I Hitline played it. A satellite radio station under the Muzak umbrella. They played Run for the Sun. And it went to number, I checked its chart position, it went to number 6 in England. If you're watching this video in England, you might remember that song. But I only got as high as number 49 here in the States. But, well, I just wanted to talk about that record. Run for the Sun. It's a great dance record. Andy Bell, he's been appearing on the dance charts in recent years with Dave Odd. I can't pronounce his last name. House DJ. He came out with True Original back in 2016. I threw that on my fancy playlist. That was another great high energy dance record by Andy Bell. That was recently. Blue Savannah, number 32, up from 36 on my fancy playlist by Erasure. Fantasy Playlist, April 23rd, 1990.